The focus of the discussion today is on Scrum, and particularly the use of Scrum, not only for software development. So we'll be talking about the basics and the background of Scrum and the applicability of Scrum across a broad range of different types of projects. What we'll be discussing in detail are describing the Agile development through Scrum, describing the benefits, looking at the practices and roles of Agile and Scrum, and talking about non-software project use and giving some examples of a few. So why Scrum, and why Agile in particular? Well, the conventional assumptions for projects are that you nail down the requirements at the beginning, and that lets you nail down the design, and then that enables you to create a project plan. And that project plan is intended to be a comprehensive plan for the project and contains all of the activities needed to finish the project on time, on schedule, and with the needed quality required. And throughout the project, the normal development approach is to go from requirements collection into design, into code, into test, and then deploy. And deploying in one big fell swoop, if you would. And throughout that project, you're avoiding rework, you're catching any bugs that you need to, catching any problems, and staying within cost, schedule, and quality throughout that project. Except for when that doesn't work. And when that doesn't work, then what normally suffers is the quality of life. So although there is the iron triangle that everybody's familiar with, the cost, schedule, quality triangle, it's not really a triangle. There's also the other point in that square parallelogram that is the quality of life. And the quality of life, in many cases, is what suffers to enable projects that are on this type of an approach to achieve their cost, schedule, and quality objectives. So why doesn't that work? And why do projects go bad? Well, normally because the requirements are poorly understood. You have changes throughout the life of the project. You have architectures that are flawed, contracts that inhibit requirements and design changes. Defects are found late in the game, and all of these reasons. Planning is great. Planning works well, and plans are necessary. But in reality, plans and designs and requirements and even the products that are created need to change, and need to change frequently. The type of conventional project management and product development that we just described doesn't enable that frequent change. And that's the primary focus and the primary reason why Agile development was created, because it offers a responsive and adaptable development approach. It welcomes vague requirements as long as there is a clear vision. It's not expected that you have no vision, you have no understanding of what's being developed, but the Agile approach enables and welcomes changes to that vision. It also provides a low process overhead. Now, I didn't say no processes, I said low process overhead that focuses on the results, not focusing on the interim processes or the processes that are needed to develop the results, but focusing on the results. So how does Agile help overall? Well, the red lines that you see here are the Agile development concept applicable to each one of these aspects, whereas the black line are the traditional development. And Agile development provides you a significantly increased visibility and visibility throughout the entire life cycle of development. It provides an increased level of adaptability. It provides a increasing level of business value, as opposed to only providing business value at the end, which you achieve in a conventional project. And it also provides a decreasing risk level. And how does it provide that? We'll look at that in a minute, but Agile Development was originally created or envisioned through what was generated as the Agile Manifesto. The Agile Manifesto was generated in 2001 when a group of forward thinkers, if you will, got together and identified that things weren't working in the way that software was being developed. It needed to change. It needed to focus on the right areas. And you'll notice that they identified where the focus needs to be through those areas that are green and underlined here. But there wasn't a position of ignoring those areas that are red and not underlined and italicized here. So the focus of Agile is on individuals and interactions over processes and tools, not ignoring them, but over them. Focus on working products over comprehensive documentation. A focus on customer collaboration over contract negotiations. And a focus on responding to change over following a plan. And one of the important aspects that sometimes people ignore is that there's also the statement in the Agile Manifesto that says, well, there is value in the items on the right. We value items on the left more. So in other words, we're not ignoring processes and tools. We're putting the focus where it belongs with Agile, putting the focus on usable products and building those products through the interactions and through the customer collaboration and responding to change that's necessary to enable a flexible and adaptable approach. So we talked about Agile. What is Scrum then? The title of the presentation is Scrum for All Seasons. Well, what is Scrum? Scrum is really a project management approach for Agile projects. It's an innovative approach to getting work done. It can be used for any type of work, not just software development. And it's the way that work is managed through an Agile development activity or any Agile project. Scrum was originally created or documented by Ken Schwaber and Mike Beadle in a book called Agile Development Through Scrum. And it's been used extensively and used to improve projects since then. And you'll see that reference at the end of this presentation. The term Scrum originally comes from the rugby activity where the team huddles together to move the ball down the field, which is exactly what Scrum is. It's enabling the team to effectively huddle together to move toward the goal, to move toward the end product that works. So what is the Scrum process? Well, the Scrum process is basically envisioning the product that works and preparing for the Scrum activities. So in making